Step into the Fieldhouse, your front row seat to legendary victories and untold stories. Hey, I'm your host, Lance Lunner, breaking down sports from the inside out, along with co-host Jimmy Lackey. It's more than just a game. It's the Fieldhouse Podcast. Hey, welcome into the Fieldhouse Podcast. We're a production of the Kids Inc. Sports Network. We have a special Denver Broncos edition today. That's why I'm wearing the hat.
Attaboy.
Not really at all, though.
I feel bad for you. I do, man. I mean, really, break his ankle next to last play.
Yeah, no, it's tough. We'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm your host, Lance Lunner. We have the man from Kids Inc. CEO and Prez, Jimmy Lackey. Jimmy, what's the best thing that happened to you today?
Whew.
On this day, January 24th, about ready to get really cold in Amarillo.
Can I hold off on that till we get to – I'll tell you here in a minute.
Okay.
Yep, I'll tell
That's
you
a first.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you in a minute because there's a big, long story, and I don't want to get into it right at the beginning.
All right. No, that's cool. Yeah. And this is our 68th podcast. We have a tradition here that we pick an athlete, somebody we might have enjoyed watch playing, someone we played with in the high school days, stuff like that, or just a number, whoever wore 68. Do you have a 68?
I did.
Okay.
He was one of the Hogs, Russ Grimm.
Wow.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Now, as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but those guys were iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just iconic. Allen coached, and, it was back in the day when the real rivalry was there.
Yeah. People dressed up like hogs and the men dressed in dresses. And,
Hall of Famer, coached in the NFL till probably 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Here's what I love about him. Played all 11 seasons with the same team.
Washington Redskins.
That was back in the day when loyalty meant something, and you played, and
that's a good one.
Good stuff. And he was in. I looked. He was in the book. He wasn't the face of the.
Who is the face of the book?
Man, for me to tell you, I'm not a hockey guy. So.
My 68 though is also football, but it's just from my younger days, and actually being a Broncos fan, obviously. But Gene Upshaw of the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders, definitely was a force. You know what I mean? He wore the big. Kids in that era, wore the big pads on their arms because he did. He was just part of it. Just win, baby. Yeah, Jaromir Jagr is.
Thank you. I don't know who that is.
Jagr's an amazing player. Okay, for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I
don't follow a lot of NHL.
If I was a bigger hockey fan, it would be Jaromir Jagr. But he's legendary, one of the great scorers in the history of hockey. So you don't know Jaromir?
I don't. I know a few hockey players, but that's not one of them.
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh people would be a little upset with you. Okay.
Well, I'm a Steelers fan.
Well,
but I don't know this guy.
Are you a Steelers fan now?
Yeah, I always have been. I was when I was a kid.
So you flipped from the.
I can remember in the days when they'd go 1-13. I can remember when they were terrible, and then Bradshaw.
So you were in Cowboys country, loving the Steelers when they were.
True story.
Yeah,
this is a true story. So back in the day when I was in high school, I'd work in the summertime, and the money that I made in the summertime, my dad would make me give it to him, and he would dole it out as my allowance through the school year because that way I didn't spend it all at once.
That's smart.
So, $25. Think about this. This is 1978, 79.
Yeah.
$25 on Monday morning was a lot of money to go to school in your pocket. He'd put that on the breakfast table every Monday morning. Cowboys Steelers Super Bowl, and him and Uncle Bobby were talking, and I made the comment. I said, "Yeah, the Steelers are going to win this one." And my dad just immediately turns and says, "You going to put your money where your mouth is?" I didn't know what that meant. Yeah. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You going to go double or nothing on your allowance this week?" I go, "Yeah, I'll do that." Remember when Jackie Smith dropped the ball?
Yep.
It was that
game.
Monday morning, wham! He slammed that $50 on the deal, and I just stuck it in my pocket. I didn't say a word. True story.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I did not know that. So, yeah, those are some great games between the Cowboys Steelers. Kind of made.
It was back in the day when the Oilers would go over.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah. It's a crazy world. Hey, we just got done with the national championship game. Just a couple of questions for you. A great game. Will we see this year, for the first time, because of NIL money, because of the playoff system, we saw a Texas Tech and an Indiana actually get into the national headlines, and Indiana go all the way and win it. One of the doormat teams of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. 80s and 90s.
Of all time.
Of
really.
all time, yeah. 2000.
Basketball school.
Yeah, basketball school. Do you think we're going to see more teams rise like this, basically from the ashes to
Remember when we talked about this a few weeks
all?
ago? We talked about Kansas. You know, they've got that alum that's shoving in tons of money, redoing the stadium, doing all the things. It's who's going to keep up with the Joneses. And until there's some
guidelines,
reins on the deal, you could be. I don't know how sustainable it is long term. But I'm going to tell you, man, I was wanting Indiana to win. It was a great story. I love their quarterback. I think he's a good ambassador for young people. So in my business, he's one of my favorites. But I think their coach is really good too.
Yeah.
I think he's a tactician.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like militaristic how he does things. And you listen to his players talk, it's very scripted.
Yeah.
Here's what you're going to say. Here's how you respond. Here's
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
do this. I think the same thing holds true on the field. Here's how we handle this situation. And I think they probably studied and practiced every situation known to mankind. They were ready. They beat a very good Miami team.
Yeah,
that defense from Miami was outstanding.
Yeah.
And they beat a great team.
Yeah, that was a very physical game.
It wasn't the best of games in terms of pizzazz.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
there was a lull in the middle of that ball game.
Yeah, there was major lull, but they also had that great run by Mendoza.
Yeah.
That kind of put the stamp.
Did you hear about his brother?
Yeah,
Going to Georgia
Tech. Yeah.
Yeah.
He put his name in the portal the next day.
Yep.
That was already planned, obviously,
Yeah,
but still,
obviously.
yeah. And they're bringing in a different quarterback. But I will say this: I think it was outstanding for college football fans to see a team like this rise up, and I think it gives hope for a lot of people. But you're right; you got to find that sugar daddy, whatever you want to call it, to put the money in, like Tech has Cody Campbell and Womble down there at Tech that are willing to do that. But it can happen in a hurry. If Indiana can do it, basically everybody's looking like Indiana. You have to find a coach like that, though. I will say this. Yeah. Another thing I will say, he obviously, and I'm not ever been in a meeting with him or anything like that, but he's not, kids today, their attention spans are not very long. All good. They're way short. We all know this. And he does not go on and on and on. His interviews, anything.
Pretty quick answers.
So I think that impacts that team as well, in that what he says, okay, when the play starts, you got to play hard for 6 seconds, okay? Yeah. That's all, 6 seconds. And if you scored the touchdown, if you got burnt for the touchdown, if you had your worst play of your life or your best play of your life, it's over. So just focus on the next play. And I think they all had that mini mindset of that throughout their season and the games. And I think if we all use that a little bit in life, I think it's very impactful. It's really changed how I look.
He would have been a great golf coach for Jimmy Lackey back in the day, because I couldn't put that last shot behind me.
Yeah, any golfer,
Yeah.
What's next? What's next?
Yeah.
But those players repeated that over and over. So I thought they believed in it. Once you have success, then you trust. The trust factor rises.
Yeah.
So they trusted this guy with everything they had, and he's going to get us to the promised land, and he did.
It was interesting, and my wife's one that pointed this out to me. I really hadn't paid attention to this part. They were a little bit of an older team.
Totally.
Age-wise. And,
totally.
Probably,
when you had a 24-year-old out there, you realize there's NFL quarterbacks younger than that.
Probably a year and a half, 2 years older than the whole team from Miami.
Yeah.
So you got experience on the floor.
You got 18-year-olds playing against 24-year-olds. It makes a big difference. But, yeah, college football's over. Just so you know, too early for anybody to care. Poll has come out. I think they even call it that now. But Texas Tech is number 7 in this early poll.
Did I hear they had Miami and Indiana up at the top?
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy that one.
Really?
Mm-mm. But we'll see.
Because of the quarterbacks gone?
I think that's a big hunk of it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Any successful organization, it comes down to leadership, and that kid's about as good a leader for that bunch as they had.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that'll be a tough act to follow.
I was really touched with after his mom is since 2008. Is it MS? Yeah, going through MS. She's in a wheelchair, and the respect that his dad showed for his mom, like he never jumps because she can't get up and support a play. He always stayed set down, and that's how they cheered for the play. I mean, the family is wow.
How crazy is it he played high school ball with Cristobal?
I know that was.
And then they're from Miami. I mean, just many. Signetti said it best a couple, 3-4 weeks ago. They asked him about it. He said, "You make a hell of a movie."
Yeah,
and this deal would make a heck of a movie.
Yeah, it's maybe not as good as Hoosiers, but maybe
it'd be
maybe
a pretty
call
good
it football Hoosiers.
It'd be a pretty good sequel.
It really
would in another direction.
Really
but yeah,
NFL's down to 4 teams. One of them, the Broncos, like you just mentioned. Bo Nix broke his ankle late in that game. Already just had surgery yesterday in Birmingham. What is with Birmingham, Alabama? Do they have one of the finest?
They must have.
Is it simply a doctor down there?
We'd have to ask Tyler Cooper or somebody like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We need to ask somebody like that.
We should bring Coop in, man.
Yeah, he would be good. Yeah.
But anyway, it surprises me that all the doctors in Colorado or whatever, but they send him to Birmingham, Alabama, to have the surgery.
Well, I know there's pretty good knee surgeons somewhere in Denver because I know a lot of people go get their knees worked on in Denver too.
Yeah,
so.
It's amazing how.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, if you get an appointment, you just have to show up for that day, is what they told me. But you have the Broncos taking on, I mean, a New England team that it's New England, whatever you want to call it. This is not anything to do with the Brady New England team at all. Vrabel's there, very good team, young quarterback, all the scenarios there. What's your thoughts on that one?
I heard this stat day before yesterday, so be 374 today. With 374 days on the job, Vrabel is the longest tenured coach in the AFC East.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Here's another fact. It's 15 years in a row it's either been Chiefs or Patriots in the AFC Championship.
15 years.
15 years in a row.
Well, without
that speaks volumes for Vrabel. I mean, he came in.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
That guy he's a coach.
Yeah,
you can tell he's a player.
You got to win close
games. He's a player's coach.
There's not a great. Seattle's probably the best team, like overall. Yeah. Like if they play their game,
I agree.
They should win most games. They're that good.
Yeah.
But there's not this Mahomes at their highest. It's not Brady.
Been hard to pick.
Yeah.
They,
Denver's at home. It's going to be 1 degree on Sunday. Will that impact
what was
the game?
It Dan True used to say? Denver's weather today is Amarillo's weather tomorrow. Oh,
actually, we're cold. Well, I think it's 2 degrees. We're colder that day here in Amarillo. So anyway, what's your thought? I mean, Denver have a chance without Nix?
Well, I think at that level you always have a chance. I know depth charts mean a lot. I do. Look at San Francisco. I mean, they had key people out. They didn't have a prayer against Seattle. When you have that many key people out,
quarterback,
do you have a chance? You always have a chance because they have a good defense.
They have a great defense.
They have a good defense, and if your defense scores, if you get a couple of defensive scores, that's a game changer. Is it likely that puts them at a deficit? They're both cold weather teams, so that doesn't really play a factor. The travel aspect is the X factor in the deal. You know, one team's got to travel, don't sleep in their own beds, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Run on a regiment.
They're used to that kind of though.
Yeah.
Chase Daniel, was a backup with Drew Brees in New Orleans. Okay, and so I think Brees only missed like 3 or 4 games, but Chase is, and he put out a really cool little post that even he said this isn't the AFC Championship game, so let's not confuse this. But he said, so he knows Sean Payton really well. He said Payton didn't give him a break, man. It's not like we're coming out conservative. Here's the plays we're calling. It's the same ones Drew Brees would have run. And he said, so he thinks Stidham, who will be quarterbacking for the Broncos, has not thrown a pass in an NFL game since 2023.
Like 700-something days, they said. That's crazy.
But anyway, he said he'll be flinging it. Yeah. I mean, he'll call all the plays. So
weather's going to play a factor.
That helped me a bunch on that. So Denver at home, it's a special place, obviously, so we'll see what happens.
Shot.
What about the AFC? Is it all Seattle?
NFC?
NFC, sorry, yeah.
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
You do have Stafford at quarterback, who has seen it all, done it all.
You got the two quarterbacks that are probably one of them. I don't think they've announced it yet. One of them's going to be league MVP. It's either going to be Stafford or it's going to be May. One of the two. You got both of them in the championship games on opposite sides, and so, man, you can't ever count Sean McVay out. I think he's a really, really good coach. He's a good motivator.
Well, I think Stafford too.
Oh yeah.
No matter, I mean, he's banged up, but Seattle seems to have the overall game that they can run it, they can throw it, they play good defense.
Again, I go back to depth. Those guys are all professionals, so it's next man up. You got to be ready to go, and there may be a little drop off, but there's not a complete drop off, or you wouldn't be on that 53-man roster. But they decimated San Francisco.
I know.
They just put them in the ground. And,
I agree. Seattle, New England Super Bowl? Who would have ever thought that at the beginning of the year?
I need to look this other one up. My wife told me that how many Super Bowls Seattle won?
I think one.
One.
Yeah.
It was the year there was a new pope.
Okay.
Guess what?
There's a new pope.
This year.
Okay, all right.
My wife told me that. So somebody can look that up and tell me if I'm accurate there. But I thought, I don't want to go against that if that's true.
Tell her some gambler in the back room of Vegas came up with that.
Yeah.
So now that bet's out.
But I also would have said, hey, you had the Bears in there too. And he got them as far as he could. But,
yeah, he's a Chicago guy. So that's pretty fun. Hey, Jimmy, big news with Kids Inc. and ever expanding, ever improving the programs that the youngsters get to play in. Take us through that. What's happening?
So today, what is today? The 21st of January.
Yes.
We are ready to launch, and it'll be launched today. And the press release will go out today. But the Texas Panhandle Youth Sports Foundation, which is overseeing all the baseball and softball, youth baseball and softball in this region, particularly in the Emerald Canyon area, which includes Emerald Area Youth Baseball, Canyon Baseball Association, West Texas Baseball League, and West Texas Fast Pitch, have merged their programs under the umbrella and auspices of Kids Inc. as of January 1. And so Rob Woods, who has ran those baseball leagues for a quarter of a century, is now part of our staff.
Wow.
Angela Greason, who oversees West Texas Fast Pitch, is now part of our staff. And, one of the big selling points to their board was you get a team. You get they've been one-arm paper hangers for years running this stuff by themselves. And they get a whole support staff that can come in and help them with registration, marketing, phone calls, all the things that we do every day because this is what we do, and still run their programs like they've been ran for years. And so all of the registrations for spring baseball and softball will open today. They'll be on our website, and here we go. But there's a lot of work. I got to tell you, Tasha and Haley Bell and our crew have done yeoman's work getting this ready. There's so much. To give you an idea, there's 32 separate programs when you break it down. For instance, and I'll just use West Texas Fast Pitch. They have a recreational component, and then they have the select component. So there's teams that play select ball, and there's teams that
just
play.
a level of play, right?
And then there's the different seasons. You've got 6U, 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U. Each one of those is a season in our system as far as the registration system goes, in the accounting system.
Wow.
So we have to set all of that up. West Texas Baseball League, they have 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, 13U, 14U. Canyon Baseball Association starts in the 4U knee high and goes all the way up through 15U Babe Ruth, and same for the Emerald Area Baseball League. And so we put 32 new sports seasons in our systems over the last 2 weeks, getting website pages ready to go so that all the information is out there, all the work that's gone behind the scenes that Haley's done with all that. And No Box Creative really helps us with a lot of that on their side too. holy smoke. Zooming hours. Angela's still teaching at Monum, and so a lot of Zoom hours with her. She comes in when she can. But it's details, lots and lots of details that have to be moved from individual Facebook accounts, websites that were separate and apart from us, and all merged into ours now. And but Rob's here, he's got an office here now, and it's been a lot of work. But the whole selling point was number one, that's who we wanted playing there when Rock Rose opens, and so it only makes sense for them to somehow be a part of what we do, and then to provide them with the long-term stability long after Rob's gone, long after Jimmy's gone, long after Angela's gone, or any member of this current staff. The framework's in place. There's an organization that's going to be still ticking, and I think that was critical for them at this juncture. Especially, Rob will tell you, man, he's been doing this a long time, and there's fields to get ready and all the kind of stuff that goes with it. And so we're excited to be a part of it. The games that they play and the way that the coaches and teams have been formed in the past, we're not changing any of that. We take Rob and Angela's lead on how to prepare for all of that information, and you move on down the road. And so, but we're happy to have them as part of what we do. All told, it's probably about 3,500 kids that'll take place in the fall and spring programs.
Nice.
And so, that's big. And then the other component to it is, we've got baseball and softball in Hereford. We have baseball and softball in Elk City. And how can we take best practices from all of it and make them all work better?
Yeah.
And so, we've got some expertise that have come on board with us now that we can draw opinions from and ideas from that have been doing this and been in that trench for a long time. We have not ever stepped into the baseball and softball world because that's not what we do. Could we have? Absolutely, we could have. But that's just not what we do. We don't go stepping on toes. We don't go sticking our nose where it doesn't belong.
Yeah.
True story. A lot of the baseball is played out at Rick Klein Park in the sixplex out there. And I'd never been in there. Been there 100 times. We've played on the other side, on the south side, on the field space. But I never felt like I needed to walk into Rick Klein Park. I had 3 daughters. None of them played baseball or softball. And I didn't want to walk in there and people go, what's he doing here?
Yeah.
What's he snooping around
Fair
for?
enough, yeah.
I'd never been in Rick Klein Park until James Stowe, assistant director at the Parks Department, and Rob took me and Craig over there. I don't know about Craig. I can't speak for him if he'd been in there before, but I'd never been in there. And there's a reason why. That wasn't my space. And that's just how I am. They call me weird, call me whatever. But I don't want anybody thinking I'm there sticking my nose in their business.
Yeah.
So I'd never been in there before. Very nice complex.
Very nice.
And so, we'll be very involved in that facility, and Robin will take the lead. We're bringing on a facilities director to help us with all of our facilities in Hereford, Dalhart, and here. I'm really excited about him coming on board. Craig landed him for us, and he's got a lot of landscaping experience, a lot of irrigation experience, a lot of grounds experience.
Oh, wow.
That's what he does right now. He's one of the head grounds people with one of the local hospitals.
Oh, yeah.
Got several campuses. And,
Yeah.
He'll be joining us in February.
That's a big boost.
Yeah, huge help. And really nice guy. I really enjoyed meeting him. Look forward to getting him on board. He's going to come in, I can't remember the dates, early February. He'll be here for 2 days, and then they've got a planned C-section. So we've made sure that he can take some days off, go be with his wife, and get that kiddo here. And
yeah,
it's kind of funny how timing works. But yeah, we're excited to get Coy here and help with all of this. We need that.
Yeah.
So going forward, and then obviously he'll be very entrenched at Rock Rose once we get it open. There's a lot.
That's exciting.
Yeah, this is big news.
And I know it's been behind the scenes for quite a while. So
yeah, it's just want to get everything right.
Yeah, no, I think it's wonderful for Amarillo to have this opportunity, and it'll benefit everybody overall. This is definitely, I know it's a cliche, but it's definitely a win-win, for Kids Inc. and also for softball and baseball players. Yeah. So very cool.
If there's one message, I just want all the baseball and softball coaches to know is whatever Rob and Angela have been doing, that's what's going to continue to be done.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's not anything other than where you go to pay and who you might talk to on the phone. That's the only difference is, there's going to be people that can help.
Yeah, yeah.
Besides just those two. And I think that's a big plus for them.
I think that's a big
folks.
plus.
Yeah.
I think that's
programs
just showing the way you like to run things.
Same names, same everything. We're not changing the names of the programs. You go to our website, there'll be West Texas Baseball League for those that play select baseball. There'll be Amarillo Area Youth Baseball League for those that are in the draft program, CBA, Canyon Baseball Association, draft program down in Canyon, and then West Texas Fast Pitch, both the rec and the select side of it. You'll still see those logos. Those will still be called those programs.
You mentioned Rock Rose. Give us an update.
Woo! We got some weather coming in this weekend. Might be our first slowdown, but last week on Thursday's construction meeting, we have a construction meeting every Thursday. When we signed the contract, completion date was estimated to be April 27th of 27. Estimated completion date as of last week was 3/16 of 27. So it's already been moved up a month.
March 16th.
Because we haven't of next year.
Yeah.
But you haven't lost any days because of weather. And so they've been way ahead. And their calendar is set on 5-day work weeks, but most of them have been working 6.
Is that right?
So they're gaining days.
There's a lot of big equipment out there when you drive by, and a lot of dirt.
The north side, where all the flag and soccer fields and everything, what we call the multi-purpose side, that pad's been certified, and they'll start trenching the electrical any day now. And then they'll be putting the liner down for the turf. You'll probably start seeing turf on that north side within a couple of months.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Turf?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, turf company's already here. They're mobilized. Yeah, they'll be right in behind all the electrical and all the trenching.
So the turf's not like the last thing that drops.
Well, no, because then you're going to, after that, once we can go vertical, then you go fencing and maintenance buildings, concession stands, restrooms.
Yeah, interesting.
All those type things will be at the end.
I didn't know that. I thought the fence and everything else would be first.
Verticals, no, because you got to go the way they put that turf down. The turf company's got to get in there and pour their concrete curbs.
Okay.
Because on the concrete curbs, they will have nailer boards, and on the outsides, the nailer board is what you attach the turf to. And, of course, all the drainage has to go in underneath there. So it'll go all the electrical, all the drainage goes in, then you put the liner down, then they put the 5-inch rock down, then they put the filler rock that smooths it all out, lay the turf down, then they put the sand down, and then they put the rubber infill down. And so, but, yeah, they'll on that north end, I bet within a couple months we'll see turf rolling out.
That'll be nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're very pleased with the way things.
These guys, I don't even know what they're doing, Lance. For me to go out there to these construction meetings, I just sit there like, okay, try to soak in as much as I can.
Is their terminology pretty wicked?
Yeah. Craig gets a lot of it. His dad was a metal trades teacher at the high school for years, and so from the trade standpoint, Craig understands a lot of it. And I trust him. You know how much I trust him.
Oh, yeah. He's your guy.
And so.
Very deservedly so.
I just, he lets me know what I need to know. I just tell him if it's financial, I need to be in the loop on the financials. Outside of that, Craig's the point guy. And so, but, I told our project manager and the vice president at Southwest General just the other day, we had some questions come up, and I said, guys, I chose you.
Yeah.
We chose you.
Yeah.
And so the trust, there is no issues about trust. They know what they're doing. They know far more than I do. I like to ask a question every now and then, but sometimes my questions are pretty irrelevant.
Yeah.
I know what I want.
No, I
know what I want this to look like. I've drawn this thing over and over and over again, but I can't build it, Lance. I can't.
It's
I can't go
very
out
well
there.
said.
I can't put one brick in place out there. So
very well said.
I back off and let the experts do what they do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's a great update to know, though. So I don't have a lot today, but just a couple of things, if you don't mind.
Sure.
The UIL this week or last week, Jimmy, changed the – they usually don't do this. They released the – and I know this is kind of a numbers thing for you, and I don't want to bore you by any means, but the classifications in Texas, there's 6 of them, okay? So the UIL puts a line like for Class 1A, like I don't have it in front of me, but it's like let's say 105. So if your school has 105 students or less, you are in 1A. If you have 106, you're in 2A, just the way it works. They changed this about 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Maybe it's been a little bit longer. But so what they do is they release all the numbers of all the schools, which is incredible to look at, whatever, 1,800 schools, 1,700 schools. And then they give you the cutoff line so you can organize, get your schedule ready. And officially, the first week of February is when they hand out what district you're in. Okay, the UIL determines that. Districts do not, you know what I mean? But they moved the 5A number because of, maybe some think because of the ICE situation going on, coupled with a lot more private schools and things like that. So you have so many schools in 6A, like 200 and whatever it is, 40. I should know these numbers, but I'm close on that. And then the number, but the 5A number moved, which meant this. Wichita Falls, one of their teams was in Division I and now dropped to Division II. That impacts Palo Duro, and that school will now be with them. But the rumor's out there that the 4 AISD schools in all other sports but football will be paired with the 2 Wichita Falls schools, not the Lubbock schools in the next district we have.
For this, based on this alignment?
Yes, and that'll be for 2 years, the alignment. So real quick, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, that will be the 4 AISD schools and the 2 Wichita Falls schools. Instead of, because you now have both Friendship schools, Jimmy. Friendship has a new school down there.
Yep.
And those are both in 5A, where Friendship was 6A. So they have their own district down in the Lubbock area now. So
that's not just going to, because I just pulled up football, 5A Division II.
Yeah.
This is the district. It says District 2.
Yes.
Cooper, Wiley, Palo Duro, Lubbock Cooper. So Abilene Cooper, Lubbock Cooper, Plainview, Wichita Falls Legacy, Wichita Falls Memorial.
So what happened here is Plainview is going down to 4A, so they will be moved out of that.
Okay.
Legacy in the original release was up in Division I, so they would have been
Legacy.
Wichita Falls Legacy.
Oh, Wichita Falls Legacy.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
I got you.
And then Plainview is going down to 4A. Lubbock Coronado drops into that Division II now. So rather than a big shakeup, basically what happens in Palo Duro's district is Plainview is out, Lubbock Coronado is in. And that's how that will drop in that one. In football only. Okay.
And then Division I, here it is, Amarillo, Caprock, Tascosa are in there with Lubbock, Coronado, Monterey, and Abilene High.
And that should change, according to everybody I've talked to, where Caprock, Amarillo High, Tascosa will be with the 2
Wichita Falls schools.
Yes, yeah. And they may add the Lubbock schools as well, but you could have that district where they're playing Wichita Falls and Friendship. They may add the 2 Friendship schools as well to make it a 7-team district.
I've got the numbers pulled up here. Allen High School, 6798.
Is the largest in the state of Texas. So,
Amarillo High School, well, it just says Amarillo. Okay, Amarillo High School, 2161. Caprock, 2015 and a half.
Yes.
Palo Duro is 1812, and Tascosa is 2105.
So the top, and 1805 still leaves you in Division II.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of numbers to talk about there, but it's not a big deal. But that's what determines, just everybody out there, what district you play in. Okay, so it's very important to the coaches. But they try to get their non-district schedules done early, Jimmy. As you well know, the scheduling is really difficult at times. That changed it. Yep. And that helped them out, like a Palo Duro and all that. So we'll see.
I was interested. I was pulling Dumas up just to see where they were, because I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. Our class in 1980 was the first class to be below 200. I think we had 193 in our class. And so if you take 200 back then, freshmen weren't at the high school.
Yeah.
If you had 200, give or take, per class, that's about 800 kids.
Students,
so they're at 1163.
Right. They're well entrenched in Class 4A Division I. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Perryton in that, if you look at that number, Jimmy, they're like right at the bottom.
So when we were growing up, they were in our district.
Yeah, and they're still in that district, but they were so close to getting into 3A, which I think would have helped them a ton, because
Perryton's 555.
Yeah, so they're
They're
still
at the bottom of the 4A.
Think about it, they are like the Dumases, the Randalls, double the amount of students.
Dumas is
It's really
twice
not a fair matchup when you talk about numbers.
No.
They were hoping to sneak in there, but that's how it works right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they'll just draw that, and that map and put everybody in. It's very interesting to me because I've been around it so long. It's very boring to a lot of people. I get that. But this is how they determine who your opponents are, in the future.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the way, if Allen split, Jimmy, I think they would still tie for like 13th or 14th largest schools in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
If they made 2 high schools, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy. Anyway, but that's an important thing that's going on in the academic world right now as far as athletic goes. And then I just want to mention real quick, I hopped out and watched your guys from Holy Cross play Ascension last night. Very impressed. Very impressed.
Good little basketball team.
Very good little basketball team. And Ascension won their night. It was definitely Holy Cross's night.
Yeah.
Really, really, I forget the final score, but it was like by 30 or 40. But I really enjoyed the experience.
Yeah, it's fun to go watch them. They're fun to watch play.
Thanks for that heads up on that.
Yeah, I'm glad you went out and watched them.
I enjoyed that.
What about all the NFL vacancies? Isn't that crazy? 10 total, wasn't there?
Like the Buffalo one. Some of them I can't get.
Well, think about how late in the game they are, too. The pickings are pretty slim as it is. As far as headliners, Harbaugh being your biggest, Stefanski, okay, if he's that notable. I saw where Salah's going to the Titans.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard any others yet.
Well,
the Packers guy, the coordinator from Packers went to Miami, which didn't surprise me because their GM came from the Packers.
Yeah.
And then I haven't heard. Did you see who was on the sidelines at the Indiana game though the other night?
Brady
wearing Raiders.
I saw
gear.
that. Tom Brady, yeah.
Remember I told you we have a bet.
Yeah, my bet's not looking good at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He was there on official business.
Oh yeah, totally. he made. And
he was in relaxed his little lounge gear as far as.
No, he made
sweats,
that evident too. You
Raiders.
know what I mean? Like I'm going to go talk to Mendoza. I'm going to learn about Mendoza.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found that very interesting. Yeah. The changes in NFL are brutal.
Yeah.
They give you your chance, but I find it very interesting how quick they pull the trigger and all that. And like if Buffalo wins that game, does he have his job for the next few years? Yeah. And they had a great chance to win that game. So.
Yeah. Did you hear? Is it Bichetti that owns the Ravens? Is that his name? The owner.
Enlighten me. Yeah.
His comment. They asked him. He said, "If Harbaugh would have won that game, would he still be your coach?" He said, "For another week."
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!"
Something went on back behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know how it works in the business.
Yeah, they've been
18 years. That's a long time, or whatever it was.
Sure.
I'm glad for him. I think I saw where the Jets were ranked 31st they do these rankings, Jimmy, but like by how's your cafeteria, how's your locker room facility, and whoever does that ranking, the Giants were like 31st in cafeteria, like 23rd in locker room. Harbaugh's already sat down with them.
Culture.
Yeah, and that's going to change, things like that. And it was already in the works.
Yeah.
But yeah, things
it
like that.
It took him a while to sign, and I'm sure he was asking lots of questions.
Yeah.
If you want to be at this level.
I think Harbaugh was the best pick.
Hands down.
Who wouldn't want him?
That's a big stage.
Yeah.
And
he can handle any stage right now.
Historically speaking, there's a lot of young people don't get it, but they are the New York Football Giants for a reason. And so.
Yeah. No, if they ever got on a roll again, you know what I mean? But, it's just a brutal world. But they accept that world, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They're paid very well. But so you do feel sorry for them in some ways, but then they get it. Just know they get it. It's not fair. That's the bottom line.
How'd you like to be the head accountant at the NFL?
Could you imagine what that's like, seeing all those contracts come through your desk, though?
No.
And what's really in them?
No.
It would be a lot of fun. So,
hey, before we shake out of here, I need to pay my respects to a couple of people if I can. We lost Gene Rawl up in Dalhart. Gene is the gentleman that he and his wife Louise built our activity center up there. We had Gene and Louise on the podcast early on, and Gene was 97 years old. Louise is 99, sat right up there on the front row at the service, and just pretty as a picture, and still gets around. And But what a legacy he left behind, and there in Dalhart and all the things that they've done for that community. It was a privilege to get to call him a friend and to work with him on this project that we have up there. So I wanted to make sure I said something for Gene today. And then I attended Jim Brock's funeral yesterday, and Jim was one of my predecessors. When I was young, my dad and Jim refereed football together, and Jim was the executive director at Kids Inc. from 1973 to 1983. He was the second person in my position. There's only been 4 of us, and he was number 2. And on my very first day at work in 1995, Jim Brock came by to see me and told me how excited he was that I had got that job. And
wow. I've
known him since I was a kid, and the service, Stan Cosby did a great job with that service yesterday, and so I want to pay my respects to Barbara and Craig and their son, and got a chance to visit with them yesterday as well. But Jim Brock's one of the finest people you'd ever know, and obviously worked for AISD for many, many years. And but Gene Rawl and Jim Brock, life's well led and well done, good and faithful servants.
Yeah, I like that. I knew Jim as well. He obviously ran the wrestling program for a long time in the ISD, and then I had many a conversation with him. He would helping him out at the Globe News as much as I could with things. Big WT fan as well. Saw him at a lot of events there, but and then and his son.
Yeah.
One of the.
Craig lives in Alaska now.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Jim and my wife had a.
Alaska.
He lives in Alaska now.
What's he doing?
I didn't get a chance to ask him what. That there's talk about your dad, but it wasn't there to talk about what he's doing, and so. But we'll get a chance to visit, and I'll find out and let you know.
Yeah. Trainer around here forever.
Yep. But Jim and my wife kind of had this little side love affair because Jim was born in Haskell. My wife was raised in Haskell.
Okay.
So they had this little commonality that they were pretty proud of. And Craig got up and spoke at the service and said, I know y'all all heard about Haskell. I just want y'all to know it is a real place. It really does exist. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, it does. I married one from Haskell. So, but anyway, those two gentlemen, are two gentlemen that have had a lot of impact on me, and more importantly, impact on our company here at Kids Inc. And just proud to have known them.
Yeah. I appreciate that big time. So, hey, that's about all we have today. We love doing this, and we can't thank you enough for when we get stopped in the public and ask, hey, what about that? Who are you having on, or whatever's going on? But we do appreciate that big time. So just let's hop out of here. This was the Fieldhouse Podcast. It is a production of the Kids Inc. Sports Network. And like I always like to say, we'll see you next time.